everybody, today on this episode of Heroes of the Storm we are going to be playing Malganis. My name is Winback and I'm going to show you some neat stuff about the new changes to this character and see if he is as fun as he's always been. Let me make sure camera's working the way I need it to. Perfect! So today's team comps are going to be Malganis, May, Uther, Leeming, Avathar versus Cassia, Varian, Anna, Murky, and Greymane. This is just a quick match. Nothing super about it. I am not going into Storm League at least for another week or two, because beginning and end of the season are always just kind of fucking shit. But that being said, let's dive into Malganis himself. So, if you're not aware of what this character does, you're going to see it a lot fast, because a lot of his kit just makes the other parts of his kit work really well. So your Q ability is going to be Fell Claws. This is going to be 3 slashes. The first 2 are just damage and movement. The third one is a knockup as well as damage and movement. It's pretty cool. It's your main form of engage and kind of harassment anywhere in the battle. Stuns enemies for 0.75 seconds on that final slash. Pretty good crowd control. Your W is going to be a Necrotic Embrace. You're just going to hit the W button, get a bunch of armor, deal a bunch of damage in a circle around you. Pretty nuts. Like it a lot. And then Night Rush is your E. You're going to channel this for 0.75 seconds. You're going to get a shitload of move speed. And then you are going to put anybody that comes in contact with your model to sleep. So, anybody that comes into collision with Malganis, whether they are stunning him, walking at him, standing still, whatever the case may be, unless they're completely unstoppable, they're going to sleep. So if ETC power slides you while you are using your Night Rush, you're going to get stunned, but ETC is also going to pass out. Same thing with Diablo. If he tries to shadow charge you in the middle of it, he's going to pass out immediately before you get pushed anywhere. It's pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool. We're going to get her right there. It is. Oh my, Uther living with absolutely no fucking health. So, Malganis, his big changes were talent and stat changes. He did get a base health reduction and health regen reduction, so he's going to be a little bit less tanky, which is not the greatest thing in the universe, but it doesn't necessarily impact the way that you play the character a whole lot. So he's still going to be used to harass people. He's still going to be able to kind of guerrilla tactic himself in and out of team fights, and oh god, Murky's gonna be fucking annoying this whole match. I can feel it. But the stats were needed to justify some of the buffs that they gave to his talents. His older build, which was just kind of the only way to play him, didn't change a whole lot. In fact, I don't think it changed at all. I'm not sure, other than nerfs, I'm not sure if they did a whole lot. I'd have to look at the patch notes again, but I'm almost positive all the changes were to talents that were really underperforming. Oh my god, can I leave? Can I leave? Please let me go. You got the armor? Time to, gotta get out, gotta get out, gotta get out. I don't want them chasing May. Ah, damn it. I hit the pufferfish, didn't I? Yeah, yep. Oh, that's a bummer. I would have been out. They would have all been slept, and I would have gotten to live if I hadn't walked into the pufferfish. So that's my bad. Gotta pay more attention to where I'm clicking. But back to Malganis. So I have a couple talents in this build that are going to be the bad talents. Now, there are talents that got huge buffs for this character, and talents that got just kind of minor changes. They were already underperforming. I don't necessarily think they're going to suddenly be very good. But I'll give you the regular build for the character as well while we're going over everything. Since it's a guide on playing tank with this goofy bastard. So your typical build is going to be Winged Guard, number 1, pretty much all the time. I don't know if it's ever going to be something that you don't pick. Number 2 is going to be Might of Sargeras. This is one of the talents that got buffed. This talent used to make your armor from your Necrotic Embrace, your W, shorter. The duration would last half as long, but you would get double the armor. That's how they balanced it. But, being as though people didn't pick the talent enough, and it was kind of losing its opportunity cost, they decided to just remove the duration reduction on it and give you that armor for the full time. So 50 armor for as long as your W goes. 3 seconds. Like, that's fucking nuts. 3 seconds of 50 armor. Just flat 50 armor. It's not just autos, it's not just spells. Everything that hits you is being reduced by 50%. It's fucking insane. I, however, still love Echo of Doom. I know it's bad. They changed it a little bit to make it a bit more usable. Come on. And you wake them up. Like, I put them to sleep so you can run away and you can poke them. Fuck off, team. Echo of Doom, what it used to do was just do a second little boop after you hit the first boop. So, once your Necrotic Embrace goes off, it would go off again after that. Pretty meh, whatever. It didn't really do a whole lot of damage. It didn't wake sleeping targets, which was cool, because, you know, doing extra damage is nice, but it didn't have anything else going for it. Now, what they've done is given you the ability to get mana back and cooldown reduction for the number of heroes that you hit with the second pop of the ability, which is still not great, because you have to hit heroes. Number 1, it doesn't work just on enemies, buildings, anything. Are we gonna get it? We got it. So right there, we got a bit of cooldown reduction. We dropped the cooldown to 2 seconds rather than, I believe it's 4, because it's, what, 8-second cooldown? Yeah. So the duration lasts 3 seconds. Typically, you're going to be at 5 seconds. But if you hit people with your Echo of Doom, you're going to get the cooldown reduction. It's not insignificant, right? But it's definitely not the best talent on the tier. It's kind of a preference talent, I guess. I still think it's probably the worst of the 3. But I like where their head's at with it. See? I went from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. And if I just keep going in, oh, it's 2 seconds. I'm not gonna get this kill on Great League. Fuck, hell, man. Carrion Swarm just does not fucking deal damage, and I don't get why. I'm dead. 178 damage per second. Per 1 full second. So, this lasts 3 seconds. Gross. So, it does a bunch of damage if you keep it on him for all 3 seconds, but it ticks so slow that just... I hate it. I know it's good. It's very good at keeping you alive, repositioning, and blah blah blah, but I'll talk about that in a second. Back to the build. So anyway, nope, different talent tier. Spreading Plague is still going to be your best option at 7, because the damage over time that you get, the refreshing duration that you get, and the ability to do damage to people while they are asleep without waking them up. Oh my god, just octo-grabbed out of my mind. I got the Avatar hat to get a bit of healing. Now we need to... It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is okay. I had the Avatar. I knew what I was doing the whole time. That is a lie. That is a 100% lie. But Spreading Plague is going to give you the healing for the duration of the time that it's going off. You can refresh the duration with auto attacks. And, like I said, it's going to let you do damage to sleeping targets without waking them up. It's still the best because Black Cause is going to force you to use auto attacks in between your Q slashes, which is extremely difficult because you really just want to use that ability 90% of the time to get in and interrupt shit. You just want to pop somebody up and call it a day. So, having to stop and use your auto attacks in between there makes it really difficult to be annoying, to interrupt people. And then even though it's doing 60% extra damage and reducing armor, you have to be very good at hitting those auto attacks. Your team has to be looking at who you're hitting to get the most out of the armor reduction. Okay, I don't know why. And what they're kind of trying to do with that talent is make it similar to Diablo's Devastating Charge at 13. So when Diablo charges someone, knocks them into a wall, they lose armor. They're like, oh, tanks shouldn't do a shitload of damage with their CC abilities, but they should provide more for their team to follow up on other than CC. Especially tanks like Diablo and Malganis. The drawback is just the auto-attacking and being stunned in the middle of your... or being crowd-controlled in the middle of your ability. It makes the talent much more difficult to use. Got the sleep. Gonna hit him with the carrion swarm and run it down. That's gonna be a sleep on me, which is going to put my spell claws on a full cooldown because I was sleeping the whole duration. Man, that feels good. That's Uther dead, pretty sure. Yeah, team's not here. They're dealing with Varian on the backside for some reason. Not real sure why that's taking so long. We're just going to continue to run it down on Ana. We've got the hat. I thought I hit my E about 1,000,000 times prior to, but I just missed. But knocking them all up. Hopefully they are, yes, getting stuck in the May Blizzard. Come on. Varian's got no health, so we're just going to take him out with the Necrotic Embrace. Murky can't do much except throw his pufferfish at the wave. Now, enemy team still wants to run at us, so we've got our Night Rush going real good. Gonna knock down, yet again, the Cassia, getting the DPS out of here, just straight up out of my face and the team's face. Now I need mana, so we're gonna go do that, and we're gonna hope they don't try to interrupt us anymore. Avatar's pushing the top lane, so we've got space to do this. Just need our team to go do the correct thing. But the build, again, at level 10, there was they tried to change Will of Tichondrius to be more good while being less good at the same time. Will of Tichondrius used to just do 4% max health damage with the final slash of your Fell Claws. Now, what they're doing is making you ramp up to that 4% by hitting targets with your Q. So you have to hit 4 people with the first 2 slashes of your Fell Claws to get 4% damage, and an additional 0.25 second stun on the final slash of the Q. The problem is, that's incredibly fucking difficult to do. So, rather than waste all that time, oh my god, are you guys really going for the giant camp? We could have been done with the night camp by now. Okay, well, that's such a waste of our abilities. Like, absolutely huge, massive, gigantic. Here we go, though. Trying to get in, we got the kills. Li Ming's getting the resets. That's Greymane and Cassia down. I am going to try to remember to hit the E button when I go into Blind as a Bat from now on, so we can actually see what we're hitting. Blind as a Bat is our 16 talent. Oh, Murky's down. Murky down. But anyway, I don't think Will of Tichondrius is a very good pick with its current function. It's just kind of gross. I also tried the Night Beckons this go round. 200% additional auto attack damage against sleeping enemies is what draws me to it. The slow is pretty good too, but turns out they have to be sleeping when you hit them, and when you hit them, they wake up. So, since there's no duration that you can hit them once they're awake for that 200% damage, it's not good. It's really not good. I don't know if the slow in and of itself doesn't seem especially impactful either. Blood Rush is still going to be your go-to. 15% move speed pretty much all the time because you've got Spreading Plague healing you constantly. You've got everything that you do damage-wise in your kit healing you constantly. It's pretty much permanent 15% move speed. So Blood Rush is just the way to go. At 16, I really think this tier is just all up to your preference. Plague Bats is typically the thing that most players are going to pick when they play Malganis at the highest level, because it gives them some decent wave clear, gives them a lot of ability to, oh my god, proc heals, and oof, Murphy down, big snowball going to get another Varian kill for us. Fantastic stuff. Plague Bats is, like I said, it's the easiest, it's the most consistent. You're just going to do it every time you hit your W, and with our level 4 talent, this in here, it's probably a good pick, because we just have it up more often to keep hitting it, right? But I love Blind as a Bat. Nothing is ever going to make me pick anything else on this tier. It gives you point control, it gives you an escape, it gives you an engage, it gives you lots of stuff, just for the tiny, tiny cost of removing all of your vision. So, I forgot to hit E button in the middle of the thing. And then the update that they did recently to this is that the third hit of your Fell Claws is now going to reduce the cooldown of the ability by 5 seconds. It's on an 80-second cooldown. So imagine you get, let's see, you get five rounds of infinite cooldown on your Fell Claws while you're blind as a bat. And if you hit those on multiple heroes, you can potentially have anywhere from 25 to 45 seconds reduced on that. Not only does it do that while blind as a bat is active, but just normally hitting, you know, your regular set of Fell Claws on people is going to reduce the cooldown by 5 seconds as well. So, woo, let me tell you what, why are we here? I don't think we need to beat. That was a snowball over the wall after a Divine Storm. That's not how that works. Just do... Can we do this? Can we do this? I don't... Why are we... Okay. I don't know... We're 20, I guess, so we can fight. I thought we would take the camp and then fight. That's whatever. We're down a couple ults right now. This isn't going to be the greatest fight in the universe for us. I am going to try to get into these high priority targets. Oh, this is me seeing everything. I don't exactly know where I am. Now I can see again. Especially in these tiny chokes, like you can see the value. Even though I don't know who I'm hitting, I know mostly where they're at. So please, enemy teams, leave us alone. I need to get out. I need to leave. I don't have any mana. Please. Good fucking snowball. We are going to leave now. Thank God. And then our level 20 talent recently got buffed as well. Alone in the Dark used to only reduce the vision of the people hit by your Night Rush. But now it's going to reduce the cooldown by 4 seconds, which is a 25% drop in cooldown for the ability, which is absolutely fucking nuts. And considering that Cassia, Greymane, and Varian all have to use auto attacks, and Ana has to see to land her skill shot targets. I don't know why Ether is down there. I don't know why they're going for that camp. Anyway, that blind is going to be extremely fucking useful against them. The sleep for our level 20 upgrade for our ult is really good. But in this game in particular, I just want to try out the buff talent because I think it is also very good. But usually your pick is going to be super strong. Anyway, you could just see me as well with the blind as a bat there. I wiped that fucking night camp off the face of the earth, and with just a couple flashes against the enemy team in the upcoming objectives, we're going to get it back real quick. We're at a 30-second cooldown right now, as it is. It's pretty fucking nuts. It's not an ult, but it feels like an ult. I tell you, that's why I like it. We're going to go down here to the night camp because the enemy team is going to go up to their giant camp, and we can see Cassia and Varian very far away from us at the moment. So with the three of us here, we're drawing the map pressure down to the bottom lane while the enemy team goes and does their shit in the top lane. My team wants to get siege camp. I don't think that's necessary. If you want to deny it from the enemy team, sure, whatever, but pushing the wave up with the merc camp to get pressure on the keep is much better. Let's go ahead and just sleep as many people as we can. Oh my god, we just need to peel right now and leave. Just need to go. That's kind of what I'm doing here. Oh, okay, alright. Keep trying to switch back and forth, but I'm slow to remember to do that. But as you can see, the ability itself is just coming in absolute super useful in those chokes for just wrecking everything the enemy team wants to do. With Cassia specifically, like if we interrupt her protected, she's going to be having a bad time. I just got about 50% of my health. Oh my god, everything's bad. My armor's down, my healing's down. I gotta get out of there. I gotta go! A little bit of healing from Uther, a little bit of armor. I don't want the enemy team to have this because this is going to give them the objective, but I can't necessarily leave, so we're gonna just sleep. Variant's almost dead. I need to get over here. Clone Abathur is doing his damnedest to keep this going. Okay, that's all there is. I got one more interrupt with the blind as a bat, and we're going to use it purely for the mobility to get up to the healing fountain and go back in on the objective. Are we going to be able to get to... Okay, he stopped channeling. I didn't actually hit him with my W. He just freaked out and stopped channeling the button. Huge Divine Storm from our Uther. We hit a whole bunch of people with our Necrotic Embrace and the Doom Explosion. And now our Li Ming is just going to clear everything up. Just like that. Super fucking easy. This isn't going to end the game for us, but we can get a lot of damage on this keep if we just go for it. Our team does not have a whole lot of siege potential with the 3 tanks, essentially, and Li Ming. If we had Abathur clone Li Ming, maybe, but we'd already have to be in the top lane. We'd have to be ending the game over there. So doing what we're doing right now is just the best we're going to be able to do. I don't know why I pressed that button. Not super sure. Yeah. But just more to the point of Malganis, when you're playing this character, what you should be keeping in mind is that a lot of your tankiness comes from your number one, your W, your Necrotic Embrace. So you have to block a lot of damage with that, spell damage, ability damage, all damage, honestly. And then your Winged Guard at level 1 is going to absorb so much fucking auto damage that hitting people with your Necrotic Embrace, recharging those block charges, is the second, probably the more important way, if I'm being honest, to keep yourself alive. Oh, Ming did not get pulled, thank God. That's all our damage if she goes reflect. Uther going down to Greymane. Ming is still going to make it out, though. Uther's got Redemption on the way. I don't know. We're probably going to get hit with the objective here. Yep, there it is. Fuck. Let's put these bad boys to sleep. Uther is dead. There's nothing I could do to stop him happening there. Ming got the Murky kill, so she got the reset, so she's got some abilities for defense, but our defense isn't great. And as Malganis, you're clear in sieging situations. I mean, your siege defense is pretty poor. Ultimately, your whole job is putting people to sleep who are dealing damage to your buildings. We need to go top. Why are we still in? There's nothing happening middle except getting baited by the enemy team. So we should probably stop doing it. Just, go clear the buildings and the objective and stuff. Please bring your fucking ranged damage up here, you potatoes. There we go. Got it. Shouting into the past always works. Objective's dead. Enemy is looking for a fight. We got a 3-man sleep. Huge snowball, but absolutely no one in position to make anything happen with it. And I'm not going to go into that minding there. So we have got the blind as a bat going one more time. We're still blind. Who are we hitting? We've got Ana. Perfect. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Gonna go ahead and go into bat form to get some cooldowns back and reposition myself to kill this gray main. Gotta get him. We got the move speed from Abathur. Let's go ahead and boost with our Night Rush as well. Take the gray main kill. Don't want to get greedy for the Ana too. Fantastic. Murky and Abathur locked in a specialist battle in middle lane. Looks like he's gonna go help out too. So we need to go push the top here. There's minions. The minions have to be killed. Just if you're okay. Our minions, our catapults specifically, can't get to the core if there's minions in the lane. So you need to clear the minions, and forcing your tank with the slow ass wave clear to do it is a bad idea. Anyway, we're on the core right now. We're trying to get the Ana down. If Ana's dead, the enemy team cannot do anything about it. So now we're just going to use our blind as a bat to do as much damage as we can to the building. We have to stagger deaths right now. We don't have a whole lot of health as Malganis to continue going in. As long as we get a little bit of healing from Uther, though, our variant's just all about giving us the opportunity to end the game. If we get these kills, if we stagger the deaths, everything about ending the game becomes more possible, even though we have shit siege. So, if they're not alive to stop us, and we continue killing them, we win. Greymane himself doing a lot of the damage for the enemy team. He's dead. We're safer. We're happy. So, I mean, there it is. The enemy team just wanted us to win the game. I'm not real sure why. Ooh. Poor Murky. Merksplosion. There you have it, though. Wow, that was a really long game. Garden of Terror, ladies and gentlemen, taking its sweet-ass time. Whew. GG indeed. GG indeed. 22% hero damage done by the Mei. I don't know if that... Was that the most on her team? No. I wonder why it gave her the MP. Did she... She didn't die. She didn't die. Had a lot of self-healing, too. More than I did. Which is weird, because a lot of what Malganis is tanky for is self-healing, so... Fucking nuts! Fucking nuts. Knuckin' futs. Okay, here's the build in this particular video. I don't think this is a great build. Mainly because the 13 talent and the 4 talent are iffy. They're very iffy. Winged Guard at level 1, almost always. Even though the other 2 talents at this tier got changed, this is still always going to be the best. There's just so many auto attacks in the game that hurt really bad that you need to block, and that's going to make it really easy to do that with this and your W button. Echo of Doom at 4, I have fun with it, but Might of Sargeras is definitely going to be the better talent. The 50 armor, the full 3-second duration, it's just so good for blocking so much damage. Had I had Might of Sargeras on this game, I would probably not have been in so many scary situations with my health bar, to be honest. Spreading Plague at 7. The other 2 talents really didn't get buffed enough to make this a non-picker. Carrion Swarm at 10 because just repositioning with this ability, getting your cooldowns back, getting the healing, everything that Carrion Swarm does utility-wise really outshines the damage of Dark Conversion, which is sad. Night Beckons, I don't think the talent is good. Just take Blood Rush here. Blind as a Bat at 16. Again, 16 is a preference tier, but this is my preference. I love this ability. And then Alone in the Dark at 20. I think this talent is fucking incredible, but Seeker Swarm also is very, very, very strong. So, you could pick either one. They both work. They're both very good. That is going to be it for Malganis. Oh my god, this video is almost 30 seconds long. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube your heart out. that's all I could get in these last 30 seconds. So thank you again. I'll be back tomorrow. See ya.